The Galactic Council's decree was absolute: exile. The massive holographic display in the assembly chamber flickered as species after species cast their votes, sealing the fate of 3 entire civilizations. The Vorthak, with their crystalline exoskeletons that sparked with bioelectric energy, had been branded as technologically unstable. The Kethmori, whose symbiotic relationship with sentient fungi allowed them to process toxins and survive in environments that would kill most beings, were deemed biologically aberrant. The Zephyrians, gaseous beings who communicated through electromagnetic pulses, were simply incompatible with standard atmospheric protocols. Commander Sarah Chen of the Earth Diplomatic Corps watched the proceedings from the observer's gallery, her jaw clenched. 3 civilizations, millions of beings, condemned to wander the void because they didn't fit the Council's narrow definition of acceptable sapience. As the chamber emptied and the condemned species began their somber exodus, Chen made her way to the docking bay where the Vorthak delegation was preparing to depart. Their leader, a being whose name translated roughly to spark in darkness, stood before their modest vessel, its crystalline form dim with despair. "Where will you go?" Chen asked, approaching slowly. Spark in darkness turned, its internal lights flickering weakly. "We do not know, human Chen. The Council has declared us unwelcome on all member worlds. Perhaps we will find some dead rock in the outer rim to call home." Chen pulled out her communication device and activated a secure channel. "Earth Control, this is Commander Chen. Priority Alpha authorization." The response came immediately. "Go ahead, Commander." "I'm invoking Protocol 7. We need to prepare for incoming refugee populations. 3 species, estimated combined population of 4.2 million beings." There was a pause. "Commander, are you certain? The Council won't..." "The Council can file a formal complaint," Chen interrupted. "Earth's position stands. We've been the galaxy's outcasts before. We know what it feels like." Spark in darkness stared at her, its form beginning to brighten. "You would accept us? Even knowing the Council's judgment?" "Especially because of it," Chen replied. "Humanity learned long ago that the most dangerous thing in the universe isn't the unknown. It's those who fear it." 3 months later, the first Vorthak settlements were taking shape in the Australian outback. Their bioelectric abilities proved invaluable for Australia's renewable energy grid, as they could store and regulate power with unprecedented efficiency. The government had to create new environmental protection zones not to protect the land from the Vorthak, but to protect the Vorthak from overeager human engineers who wanted to collaborate on their energy projects. The Kethmori found their calling in the Amazon rainforest, where their fungal partners helped accelerate reforestation efforts. Brazilian scientists were amazed to discover that the symbiotic organisms could break down pollutants that had been contaminating the soil for decades. Within weeks, sections of the rainforest that had been barren for years were showing signs of new growth. The Zephyrians posed the greatest challenge initially, requiring specialized atmospheric chambers. But Dr. Maria Santos at the University of São Paulo had a breakthrough when she realized their electromagnetic communication could revolutionize quantum computing. The first hybrid human Zephyrian research team produced quantum processors that operated at speeds previously thought impossible. Not everyone on Earth was pleased. Protests erupted in major cities, with signs reading, "Earth for Earthlings," and "No alien freeloaders." But for every protester, there seemed to be 2 humans offering help. Refugee assistance centers sprung up across 6 continents. Children's drawings of their new crystalline, fungal, and gaseous friends appeared in schools worldwide. The Galactic's Council's response was swift and predictable. Trade sanctions, diplomatic isolation, and threats of military action if Earth continued to harbor dangerous entities. Ambassador Harrison Webb stood before the Council chamber 6 months later, his message broadcast to every human colony and station in the galaxy. "The Council asks why humanity defies their wisdom," Webb began, his voice carrying across the chamber. "The answer is simple. 400 years ago, when humanity first reached for the stars, we were the outcasts. Our biology was wrong, too fragile," they said. "Our psychology was flawed, too aggressive, too unpredictable. Our technology was primitive. Sound familiar? Murmurs rippled through the assembly as Webb continued. We were told we would never be accepted, never be equals. We were quarantined to our own solar system for the safety of the galaxy. And do you know what we did? We thrived. We adapted. We grew. Not in spite of our differences, but because of them. The holographic display behind Webb illuminated with images from Earth. Vorthak engineers working alongside humans on fusion reactors that produced clean energy for entire cities. Kethamori environmental teams restoring damaged ecosystems faster than any previous technology. Zephyrian human collaborative research teams making breakthrough discoveries in fields from medicine to interstellar navigation. The 3 species you cast out haven't made Earth weaker, Webb declared. They've made us all stronger. The Vorthak have helped us achieve energy independence. The Kethamori are healing our wounded biosphere. The Zephyrians are helping us reach for technologies that will benefit everyone, including the species represented in this chamber. The Altarian delegate, its tentacles writhing with agitation, spoke up. You risk contamination, cultural pollution, the breakdown of established order. Webb smiled grimly. The same arguments were made against humanity, the same fears, the same prejudices, and yet here we are. The question isn't whether diversity is dangerous, counselor. The question is whether the galaxy is brave enough to embrace it. As Webb left the chamber, he knew the Council would maintain their sanctions, would continue their isolation. It didn't matter. Earth had survived worse. Back home, in a small laboratory in Geneva, Dr. Sarah Kim, a human, worked alongside Spark in Darkness, fungal walker of the Kethamori, and a Zephyrian entity that had chosen the human name Frequency. They were 3 days away from completing a prototype for faster-than-light communication that didn't require the massive relay stations the Council controlled. The galaxy had shunned its outcasts, but Earth had opened its doors. And sometimes, the outcasts changed everything. In the end, the Council would learn what humanity had always known. The universe belonged not to those who feared the different, but to those who celebrated it. The future was written not by the comfortable, but by the willing to accept, willing to adapt, willing to grow. Earth and its new citizens were very willing indeed.